Umar Nurmagomedov, the rising star from Dagestan, is rapidly making a name for himself in the UFC bantamweight division. With an undefeated record and the same relentless drive that made his cousin, Khabib, a global MMA icon, Umar is showing the world that he's a force to be reckoned with. From his dominant wrestling and dynamic striking to his mental toughness, Umar is poised to take over the MMA scene. Let's take a closer look at the fighter who's ready to write his own legacy. Early life and background. Umar Nurmagomedov, born on January 3, 1996, in Dagestan, Russia, hails from a family with a rich combat sports background. The Nurmagomedov family is renowned for producing top-tier fighters, with Umar's cousin, Khabib Nurmagomedov, being one of the most legendary figures in mixed martial arts, MMA, history. Growing up in the rugged, mountainous region of Dagestan, where wrestling is deeply ingrained in the culture, Umar was introduced to combat sports at a very young age. From an early age, Umar showed immense promise, quickly mastering the fundamentals of wrestling, judo, and other martial arts. His natural athleticism and relentless work ethic set him apart, and it was clear he was destined for greatness. Like his cousin Khabib, Umar trained under the guidance of his father, who recognized the importance of discipline and hard work in the pursuit of success. His upbringing in such an intense and disciplined environment shaped the fighter he would become. By the time he was a teenager, Umar had already achieved significant success in national competitions, winning numerous regional and national wrestling titles. This early exposure to competition and the discipline of combat sports laid the foundation for his future career in MMA. It wasn't long before he transitioned from amateur wrestling into professional mixed martial arts, making waves in the regional scene before his eventual rise to international recognition. Transition to MMA and early career. Umar Nurmagomedov's journey into MMA came naturally after years of dominating the wrestling scene in Russia. Following in the footsteps of his cousin Khabib, who had already become a star in the UFC, Umar began making a name for himself in local MMA promotions. His blend of wrestling, judo, and sambo quickly made him a feared competitor on the regional circuit. Umar's debut in professional MMA came in 2016, where he showed his potential by securing an impressive victory in his first fight. He continued to build momentum by securing several more wins, with a combination of technical grappling, excellent striking, and superior conditioning. His ability to control his opponents on the ground and outwork them in every area of the fight made him a rising star in the MMA world. With his undefeated record growing, Umar's skills continued to evolve. While many fighters struggled to adapt their game after transitioning from a pure wrestling background, Umar blended all aspects of MMA seamlessly. His striking became sharper, his clinch work was devastating, and his ground control was suffocating. His exceptional fight IQ and calm demeanor inside the cage made him an intriguing prospect, with fans and analysts alike beginning to see him as a future contender in the bantamweight division. Breakout fight in the UFC. Umar's long-anticipated UFC debut took place in 2021, and it did not disappoint. He entered the UFC with a perfect record and an unmatched reputation as a top prospect. His first fight in the promotion was against the tough and experienced fighter, bantamweight veteran Sergey Morozov. Umar wasted no time in showing why he was one of the brightest stars to come out of the Dagestani fighting school. He dominated Morozov with a striking clinic and, as expected, showcased his grappling skills, controlling the pace of the fight. His mixture of relentless pressure and technical proficiency allowed him to cruise through the fight and secure a unanimous decision victory. The win not only extended his undefeated record, but also cemented his place as one of the most dangerous rising stars in the UFC bantamweight division. Umar's performance was highly praised, as it showed not just his physical ability, but his mental toughness and composure in the biggest arena in MMA. His technical precision, pace, and well-roundedness made it clear that Umar was much more than just a talented wrestler. He was a complete fighter, and his UFC debut left fans eager to see what he would do next in the promotion. Fighting style and strengths. Umar Nurmagomedov's fighting style is often described as the perfect blend of technical wrestling, striking, and elite grappling. Much like his cousin Khabib, Umar employs a relentless pressure game, consistently pushing forward, never allowing his opponent to settle into a rhythm. His ability to dictate where the fight takes place, whether on the feet or on the ground, makes him a dangerous opponent for anyone in the bantamweight division. In the striking department, Umar possesses fast, crisp punches and a well-rounded striking game that keeps his opponents guessing. While he's not known for knockout power, his precision and ability to pick his shots make him an effective striker in exchanges. His clinch work is also dangerous, as he can control the distance and pressure opponents with dirty boxing or transition into takedowns. On the ground, Umar is a force to be reckoned with. His wrestling background, honed through years of training in Dagestan, is elite, and he can out-grapple virtually any opponent. His sambo expertise also complements his wrestling, giving him a dynamic arsenal of submissions and positional control. Once on the ground, Umar is suffocating, often taking his opponent's backs or looking for submissions, all while maintaining dominant positions. Overall, Umar's ability to seamlessly blend his skills in every area of MMA has made him a fighter to watch in the bantamweight division as he continues to rise through the ranks. Comparing Umar to Khabib Nurmagomedov. The comparisons between Umar and his cousin Khabib Nurmagomedov are inevitable. Both share a similar fighting style, an unyielding work ethic, and the same level of discipline instilled in them from their upbringing in Dagestan. While Khabib is a global MMA icon with his undefeated streak and dominance in the UFC lightweight division, Umar is following in his footsteps, showing great promise in the bantamweight division. However, Umar has also started to carve out his own path. While Khabib was known for his suffocating ground game and constant pressure, Umar brings a bit more variety to his style, especially with his striking. He's also a bit more dynamic with his attacks, blending his wrestling with a highly technical stand-up game that keeps his opponents guessing. That said, both share the same mental approach, calm, composed, and confident inside the cage. As Umar continues to rise through the ranks, comparisons to Khabib will likely remain, but the younger Nurmagomedov is making it clear that he is his own fighter, with his own skills and goals in mind. Future prospects and potential in the UFC. With an undefeated record and an impressive set of skills, Umar Nurmagomedov's future in the UFC looks incredibly bright. As of now, he remains one of the most highly touted prospects in the bantamweight division, and many experts believe he has the potential to challenge for the title sooner rather than later. His versatility and all-around skill set make him a dangerous threat to any fighter in the division, and with the UFC's bantamweight class being one of the most competitive, Umar is positioned well to make a significant impact. His continued development as a fighter, both in striking and grappling, will be key to his rise in the rankings. He is still young, and with each fight, Umar continues to improve, becoming a more well-rounded and dangerous fighter with each performance. As his popularity continues to grow, it's only a matter of time before Umar will be considered a serious contender for the UFC bantamweight title. Given his pedigree, discipline, and skills, the future of Umar Nurmagomedov in MMA is bright, and it will be exciting to see how he develops into one of the top fighters in the sport. Umar Nurmagomedov is more than just a rising star. He's a future champion in the making. With his impeccable blend of wrestling, striking, and a relentless work ethic, Umar has the potential to dominate the bantamweight division and carve out his own legacy in the UFC. As he continues to evolve, it's only a matter of time before we see him at the top, following in his cousin's footsteps. Keep an eye on this undefeated phenom, because the best is yet to come.